because many a times we are facing a problem of in many rural area we face the problem of high speed connectivity and internet connection and so on. So we are doing our job with the yesterday's tools. Sometimes we feel disrupted also. Interruption of normal course or unity. One of the litmus test is that a disruptive technology enables a larger population of less skilled people to do things that historically only an expert could do. Because nowadays you might have observed that the younger generation is too much acquainted with the new technology. They are much tech savvy. So this was the statement by Clayton Christensen, the innovator's dilemma. Chaotic, sometimes we may feel chaotic also, state of utter confusion, unpredictability in the behavior of complex system, and chaos often breeds life when order breeds habit. So what are the responsibilities of the libraries? So I have focused on the information only, because if we redefine the 5 laws of the library science, then we have to use, like previously it was books are for use, now information are for use. So information selection is the most important criteria for the libraries, then information acquisition, then information synthesis, then navigation, dissemination, in support of teaching and learning. Of course research is also there. Information interpretation, information understanding. Use of information is much important, because administrator will always ask you that how much this information or how much this content is being used. Information application, information archiving, and in support of research and scholarship. So these are the changing roles of libraries. Library as consumers, libraries as intermediaries and aggregators, libraries as publishers. We need to support to publish our patrons to help in publishing their articles and book chapters and so on. Libraries as educator, we have to behave like an educator, like an educators also. Libraries as an R&D organization, libraries as entrepreneurs, and libraries as policy advocates. These are our new roles. So the shifting visions is in content. We have to transform from print to e-only content. Customers, our customers has also been changed. Services, legacy, infrastructure, repository. Repository is most important aspect, because many a times people feel that, most of the faculty feel that we put our content on the website of the institutional website, but the interoperability of that institutional website is not there. So the repository is the most important aspect. Then the portal and the public interest. These are the shifting vision. So we have observed the paradigm shift in collection, the diminishing value of print collection, mass digitization and access versus archives, e-everything, distinctive collection digitization, copyright and fair use challenges, because we need to take care of this copyright and fair use things also. While sharing the e-content, we need to take care of these things also. Services, our services have been changed tremendously. And embedded librarianship, the rise of open content and open educational resources, support for online teaching, support for online research, the library website as a virtual front door, because nowadays we may not get enough physical users, but we may have, and we must have to increase our virtual users also. So for that, we need to have our dynamic library website. Then the personalization and the promise of artificial intelligence. We have we need to use artificial intelligence in our services. Learning spaces, study spaces, operations, employee safety. We need to look after the safety of our employee also. And continuous learning development and librarian activism. So these are the paradigm shift in these areas. So few of the challenges I have tried to cover in this presentation. Which type of challenges we are facing? First of all, customization and personal web, rapidly shifting user behavior and expectation. Social networking tools, we have to exclusively use social networking tools because it will generate awareness among our patrons and users. Collective intelligence, we have to consult our peers also. New literacy, information explosion is there. Every day thousands of web pages are being added on internet. And misinformation is the another new area in which we can help our patrons and users, because nowadays the fake news and misinformation, disinformation are very tremendously spreading, and the companies like data analytics and Cambridge Analytica are playing very big role in sometimes in manipulating the information also, and they are paid to generate some types of information. So misinformation is the bigger concern. The another challenge is the redundant, inefficient library operations, because many of the libraries is not fully automatized. Shallow expertise, new combinations, resistance to outsourcing because we are afraid about the outsourcing. But when we are not in a position to take the task from our existing staff, then we have been forced to go for outsource. So at that time, we sometimes we may face resistance to outsourcing. The another challenge is the aging and ineffective service paradigms, discovery failures, user alternatives, and sage at the desk. Polycentrism is the another challenge, disconnected and uneven library development, because if we talk about our state, the connectivity of the interlibrary connectivity is very less or poor. So disconnected libraries are there, and weak professional communication. Professional communication is also weak. This is also another challenge. And forums and systems are also playing very big role in generating awareness and literacy. So another challenge is mutability, constant change, because suppose if we learn something like web 2.0 or web 3.0, the technology is changing very fast, and when we learn something, the new technology will come in the market, and we have to adopt the new technology immediately. And hybrid structures, because if we go to e-only subscription in our institute, then many of our faculty will oppose for e-only because they need print as well as the electronic resources. So hybrid structure is there. And maverick strategies is another challenge. New economic context, because budget, acute shortage of budget is the biggest problem. So how do we respond to these smaller budgets, reduced purchasing powers, less political support, competition for resources, and so on? So these are the economic challenges.
Thank you.
Accountability and assessment. Our authority will always check our accountability and our assessment. How do we know if we are advancing institutional goal and supporting user objectives, serving national interest? So at that time, we have to we have to remain accountable to our organization and national also. Acceleration of collective innovation, apps revolution. Say for example, if I develop my library website, dynamic website, then I need to develop mobile apps also. So apps revolution is also there. Entrepreneurial imperative is also there. Geo everything, geolocation, geotagging, GIS mobile application, smart objects and species. I would like to share one example right now. because I am handling the Baba Saheb Ambedkar Open University Center at Vadodara, and now the university is going to face the next inspection. So they asked me to send the photograph with geolocation. So the demand is from the user and patrons is geo everything. So we need to get acquainted with the new challenges also. The another challenge is scale and network effects through aggregation, moving operation and services to the cloud, uh, because to maintain the server is tedious and costly also in comparison to clouds space. So these are the challenges, and we have to cope up with all these challenges. Common shared resources, consortia are there. Focus on unique resources. Future of collection development. Life of coordination, licensing of content. Because if we go for Creative Common license, and if we go for open access, then we have to create the Creative Common licensing, CC by NC. And future of scholarship, golden age of spatial collection. Uh, say, for example, we are having a Baroda collection in our Hansa Mehta library, and I would like to digitize that collection. So it is a golden collection and spatial collection. So we need to digitize this type of collection also. And new majority learner is the another challenge, because the students nowadays are career focused, directed by others, and probably they are at distance level also, and they may come to the library on episodic base also. So these are the challenges we have to come across. The another challenge is the openness. Nowadays we are getting open source software and open archives, open data. Government of India has created a website, opendata.gov.in. Open design, open source, open course content, open linking, open textbooks, and so on, and open educational resources. So, as a librarian, we must be aware about all this open access content. And then the deformalism and restructuring of scholarship, future of scholarly monograph, web communication, repository movement, and scholarly review. The technologies which have impacted on the library services are mobiles, and then cloud computing, geo everything, personal web, semantic web, smart objects, link physical world with information and artificial intelligence, open content, electronic book platform, like books are being offered in Kindle and other formats, data, big science, game as learning tool, augmented reality and virtual reality, visualization, simulation. So these are the technologies we must have to learn about all these technologies. We have to respond to our user expectations. If our user want the content on their desktop and at their residence, then we have to deliver access, convenience, because they need the access 24 by 7, new capabilities, cost reductions, participation, individual productivity, individual control, organizational productivity. So quality is equal to content plus functionality. Published and licensed content. At the time of sharing the content, we have to observe about the license and copyright. Primary content, open web content, institutional content. Normally we keep it on institutional repository. Multimedia content. So various types of contents are there. Integrated services and software tools. Advance the repository movement. Uh, uh, which type of repository we are going to develop, because some repositories are subject specific, some repositories are institutional repositories. Say for example, if we talk about the National Digital Library, it is a repository, but it is a National Digital Library. Departmental and school repositories, individual repositories. One can create individual repositories also for their publication. Government repositories are also there. National repositories are also there. Publishers repositories are also there. And all these repositories we need to register on DOR, AR and ROAR. So archive as repository, archive as persistent. Archival preservation is another concern we need to take care of. Archive as curation and digital conversion. Born digital content is also there. We need to retro convert our old content into digital conversion. Say, for example, as I have talked about my Baroda collection, so retro conversion must be there. And the learning spaces as the concern we need to check, because nowadays, previously we used to tell our users to keep silence in the library. Now they need collaborative spacing in the library. They need social space. They need flexibility and adaptability. We have to create center for new media teaching and learning. We have to create center for digital research and scholarship. We have to support electronic publishing initiative. I have created one slide in my presentation, how we can support in electronic publishing initiative. Copyright advisory office, this must be there in our library, because many of the faculty are suffering from these copyright issues. Center for Human Rights Documentation and Research. Center for Popular and Global Music, because say for example, we are having performing arts and fine arts in our MS University. So we used to get the audio cassettes and video cassettes also. So to archive and to preserve that content, it is also a big challenge. And then the digital centers for social science and humanity sciences. We have to prepare for accountability and assessment also. We have to check the usage of the various e-content, and we need to support the usage report. Institutional, we have to meet to the institutional expectations, government and funders mandate. Measures of user satisfaction, we frequently we have to uh, conduct the user survey. We have to conduct the market penetration also. We have to measure the success. We have to measure the impact, and the cost effectiveness is also important issue. So professionals, information with diverse academic credentials. We, as a librarian, we must have diverse academic credentials. Wide range of new professional assignments. We have been given very new types of professional assignments, which may not have been taught in our LIS curriculum, but we have to face very new type of assignments. Professional roles of support staff and students. We have to check the impact on values, outlooks, styles, and expectation. Impact on community understanding, recognition, and respect, and impact on organizational relevance and impact. So, commitment to rigorous as a professional commitment, commitment to research and development. We must have a commitment towards the research and development. We must have commitment to assessment evaluation. We must have communication and marketing skills, political engagement, project development and management skills, entrepreneurial spirit, commitment to collaboration. Unless we collaborate with the other peers, we cannot grow more. Resource development and skills, leadership and inspirational capacity, deep subject and technical expertise. We must have a technical expertise, and deep service commitment. So these are the characters we must have. We have to cooperate with the other library system, with the local or regional cooperation. We have to cooperate with the state projects, multi-state projects, national consortia, international participation, researcher collaboration, publisher collaboration, and so on. So the arenas for collaborations are Center for Excellence, mass productions, new infrastructure, new initiatives. So these are the some area in which we can collaborate with the other peers and LIS professionals. So academic research library, these are the some of the assumption, will continue to develop comprehensive collection in all formats, because nowadays we cannot go only for print collection. We must have a comprehensive collection, and collection will seek to align with the university academic priorities and funding realities. We have to coordinate coordination of collection development across the research library community will remain marginalized, and academic libraries will increasingly focus on distinctive and unique collection in service to regional and national scholarly audiences. We have to build innovative bilateral and trilateral partnership to expand content access and delivery. And collection will need to align more intimately with teaching and learning processes, because in recent notification of UGC has encouraged 60/40 blended teaching and learning. So if 40 is online teaching and learning, then we must have to go for in support of that online teaching and learning. So we have to develop collection in line of that direction. Preservation and archiving of cultural and specific records. Work of collection building will require new approach to professional staffing and organization. User communities will create their own tools for discovering, disseminating, and managing content. Academic research library will assume expanded roles as a new scholarly communication business models are implemented. And we have to focus on data capture and analysis to support collection development decision. This is a newer aspect, and many of the Western libraries have adopted this. Controlled digital lending is an emerging method that allows libraries to loan a print books to digital patrons in a lend-like print fashion. And CDL is not intended to act as a substitute for existing electronic licensing services offered by publishers, but uh, in India also we can promote this CDL, because uh, digital lending, we can lend the print books to the digital users, and for that norms and regulation can be framed. But if you look at the IFLA guideline, IFLA also supports CDL, believing it to be an important tool for libraries. And the statement goes on to state that all countries should recognize the possibilities for libraries to lend works, that laws should be adapted to the digital environment so that libraries can continue their mission to provide access to information and knowledge in the modern age, and that the combination of exception, for example, to digitize and lend, should not be restricted unnecessarily. So while by adopting CDL, we can make access of our print collection unrestricted. So as I have told you about the support to e-publishing, many of us LIS professional are aware about the OJS platform, Open Journal System. But over and above the OJS, many other platforms are there like Scalar, Vega, and so on. I have only named all these open source publishing platform. They are giving the facility to publish an article, to publish a book, to publish a book chapters, and even if a university or faculty or college wish to start their own online journal, then also you can get the support from all this platform. As I have been given only 40 minutes time, I will not go in deep, but you can check all this platform, and all these are open source, and the source code is open. You can get the source code from the GitHub platform. So you just try this platform, which is very useful for support, giving the support in e-publishing. Some collective actions are desired because as an institute or as an individual, we cannot do each and everything. National program of mass digitization of collection must be there, although NDL is there, but NDL is simply fetching the results from the various platform. They are not creating any digitization or creating content by digitizing the content. So mass digitization project must be there from government of India or state government. And then the global partnership among national digitization efforts, more systematic and rigorous approach to standards and best practices. Standards and ethics are to be developed in LIS curriculum and LIS professions also. National program on research library uh, as a optional subject. This can be offered as a research library for a specialized research library. We need to accelerate concept to market for systems and tools. We have to develop new scholarly communication business models and assessment strategies. National research repository. It is already proposed in national education policy. Libraries and LIS school coordination must be there, which is always lacking across the India. Connection with a local, regional, national, and international level. Professional staff preparation and development. Continuous library education. If we go to some professional organization like medical and legal department, they are having the continuous medical education. Likewise, we must have a continuous library education. CLE program must be there. Investment in policy action for openness and barrier free access. National program for preservation and leadership and priorities. We have to investigate appropriate public private partnership because government cannot do each and everything. We have to radicalize academic library working relationships. So if we talk about the future role of library, the libraries can provide all relevant material to teachers to prepare via online source and recommending them the open access as well as paid sources so that they can prepare their own notes and communicate to the students. Even they can prepare the MOOCs and other courses also, online content. Libraries can provide access of various web sources to students to equip them to learn for completing their syllabi. The researchers affiliated to the academic libraries can also be engaged in the research activities by the library staff by providing them the required and relevant sources to them via online modes. These are the platform. We must be aware about all this platform, and we have to use all this platform extensively. Crossref, Zotero, ResearchGate, Google Scholar, SlideShare, and so on. And Altmetrics and Impact Story, which are the new metrics, it create a LibGuide of Altmetrics and update it continuously. Since the web is maturing, it is important to have a method for tracking the impact of their work in the new media because Altmetrics is fetching the result from all the social networking tools. So it is a more dynamic metrics, I can say. We need to promote the research science papers and publications using tweets, Facebook, blogs, posts, as well as web activities such as bookmark and downloads. And these metrics become increasingly important as researchers use web programs to organize articles in Mendeley, Zotero, RefWorks, Impact Story, and so on. So I would like to suggest a few points uh, in context with the new normal condition. Massive digitization, we have to go for massive digitization, including retrospective digitization also. Enhanced investment in digital content and resources. Whether our patrons allow or don't allow, but we have to go for e-only content in future after say 5 or 10 years. Remote access must be mandatory, and each and every institute has to give remote access. When we are going to get the e-only content and e-resources, ERAMs, electronic resource access management services, we need to learn it. We must have that software. Discovery services, every institute. These are the mandatory suggestions, because if we go, we have to go for quality services and quality education, which is the uh, SDG, Sustainable Development Goal, Millennium Goal by UNESCO. Quality education, SDG 4 is there. So if we wish to go for that, then the discovery services and all these things are compulsory and mandatory for each and every academic institution. CDL, as I have mentioned in my previous slide, control digital lending, open educational resources, support to RDM, research data management is also another important aspect, and we have to support in RDM. Website support, editing, updating, mobile application apps to access website, and virtual support to users. So our ultimate goal, information resources are for use, information for all, which is the sixth pillar of digital India, and it must be utilized by the right user at the right time by securing right information. So new terms for librarians are open librarian, librarian 3.0, knowledge manager, and so on. Thank you. My PPTs will be available on my slides here. I have given this link. You can download by tomorrow. I'll be ready to answer the questions if any questions are there.
Thank you so much, Mayank sir. It's really a comprehensive, very deep and comprehensive presentation.
Thank you.
Covering various aspects of a library. It's really a very deep, insightful presentation. We really delighted. And I request you all to go to the chat box and post your questions so that our speaker can respond to you. And along with the question and answer about this section at this webinar, feedback is maintained by Mr. Vijay, and Mr. Vijay is going to post the feedback link to the chat box. So you can also refer a chat box to get the feedback, because the certificate will only be given to the person those who are given the feedback. So request you all to go to the chat box and give the feedback. Right now, this is the question and answer session. So please drop your question in a comment box, please.
Any questions?
Dr. Alok Tripathi, the head of the department of the Library Information Science. Okay, one of the question is that what is the future of the discovery tool in India?
Hello.
Yes, one of the question from the participant, what is the future of discovery tool in India?
See, the future of digital tools are very bright, but I will not say that print will diminish print will remain simultaneously, but future of digital is very bright.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah. Your
This
name,
is
please.
Chintan from
Yes,
Nanti.
Chintan, please ask.
Yeah. Dr. Mayank Trivedi, I have a question. Can we offer a book scanning, book chapter scanning services during this pandemic?
I have already replied to your question in the chat box. You
Okay,
can
I
offer
have not
book
seen.
chapters. Okay.
Yeah. And the second question is like how many pages are allowed? Normally, we can scan.
If you look at the Indian copyright law, it has not been mentioned, but they have restricted the whole book.
Okay.
If we go to any of the electronic resources, if you download the whole journal,
Okay.
I mean systematic downloading, they will restrict your access.
Okay.
Likewise,
Okay.
you in our copyright law, it has been mentioned that the full book you cannot share.
Okay.
But some of the chapters you can share with the others.
Okay. That is under fair policy, fair use policy.
Yeah, under fair use, yes.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Okay. Welcome.
Hello, sir. Sir, this is Viral from IM Library.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Yes,
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir, for your very in-depth and very informative session. One of my questions regarding you explained the geolocation you have implemented in Baba Saheb Ambedkar University. Please provide in-depth, little bit deep knowledge within 2-3 minutes. So it is very interesting, actually, service which you are providing.
Viral, I am not the expert in that area.
Okay,
Let
sir.
me, to be frank with you, but I have used it for the first time, and I have
Okay.
shared with all the images with geolocation. The facilities are there in Google only.
Okay.
So if you go to Google, you can also learn those things. I have also learned during that time only. So I am not the expert in that area. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. I will explore this thing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Any other question?
See, if you wanted to ask questions directly, the platform is open. If you have any hesitation to drop your question in comment box. So like a Viral, you can ask a question directly to Mayank sir without any hesitations. The platform is open.
Hello, Mayank sir.
Haji.
Sir, I am Somnath Baba from SSR MBA College, Silvassa. It was very nice and very informative session. And I think you have presented all the challenges facing by the all college librarian and also university librarian. My question is, sir, कि जो college librarian हैं, or there are not lots of infrastructure and also e-resources. How to provide such types of information services to their students? Sir, can you give me 3 on 4 step of the services?
What is your good name?
My name is Somnath Baba.
Yeah, Somnath ji, I have in fact, in 1 or 2 slides, I have narrated about the cooperation and collaboration. So you need to collaborate with the local or regional other institute, and you can always use the open resources to facilitate your patrons. That way you can go for it. And many of the things you can get by collaborating with the others.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Abu Bakar, is there any questions from you? You type something in your comment box. Abu?
thank you so much for the presenter. He has Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
please.
Thank you so much, Doctor. It's a good presentation. I have learned a lot. My question is there any room for collaboration of Indian academic libraries beyond borders?
In which
That is
area you would like to collaborate?
with other international libraries?
In which area you wish to collaborate? Hello, can you hear me?
Resource sharing, for example.
Yeah, for resource sharing, our national level eSoch Sindhu Consortia is there, but it is limited to the universities of India. But as I have told and I have mentioned about the National Digital Library of India, which is an open domain. So you can use all these resources. And so far as the collaboration point of view, if I do not know from which country you are talking, but country to country and consortia to consortia, they can collaborate. Say, for example, the consortia from your country can collaborate with the consortia of India, like eSoch Sindhu, like that. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Any other question?
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for
Thank you.
responding the various questions. The the question and answer session is right now over.
Hmm.
And this is really a proven presentation. And you proved that it is not, the library is not only a heart of institutions, but it is a mirror of institutions that can show all the things. Thank you so much, sir. Right now, I
Thank you.
request,
Thank you.
Thank
you.
our assistant librarian, Dr. Poonam Rawal, for
Hello, I'm audible, sir? Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Our speaker, Dr. Mayank Trivedi, sir, very well and excellent and very informative session today. You gave deep knowledge of library and many idea of present era. And especially thanks to Dr. Mayank Trivedi, sir. And behalf of FOT Library, I would like to thanks to our DG, Director General, and SOT Director, and SOT Library Committee Chairman Rajiv Bandyopadhyay, and our library team. I appreciate our library team for the wonderful organization and management of webinar is over, close.